DNA results exposed my wife, Part 1. For 7 years, I thought I was the luckiest man alive. I had a beautiful wife, Cynthia, and a sweet little girl named Dora. Our life wasn't perfect, but it was peaceful, full of love, laughter, and simple dreams. Every morning before work, Dora would run to the door, barefoot, still in her pajamas, shouting, "Daddy, don't forget my biscuits." I'd scoop her up, kiss her cheek, and promise, never. To me, that was happiness, my world into smiling faces. But life has a way of tearing your heart apart when you least expect it. One Friday evening, I came home early. Cynthia was in the kitchen, cooking jollof rice, humming softly. I went into our bedroom to change my clothes, and that's when I saw it. A small brown hospital envelope tucked halfway under her handbag. Something in me hesitated, but curiosity took over. I opened it slowly, and there it was, a DNA test form with Dora's name boldly written. At first I was confused. Why would my wife run a DNA test? Then fear crept in. When I asked her that night, she froze. Then came the tears, sudden, heavy tears. She said she didn't know anything about it. That someone must have put it there. I wanted to believe her. God knows I did. But something about her eyes, they couldn't hold mine that night. For days I couldn't sleep. Every laugh, every "I love you," every memory started to feel fake. So I made a decision, a painful one. I went to the same hospital. Secretly, I gave them a strand of Dora's hair and mine. They told me to come back in 2 weeks. Those 2 weeks felt like 2 years. When the result finally came, I sat in my car staring at the brown envelope. My hands were shaking. I prayed under my breath, "God, please let it be false alarm." But when I opened it, the words hit harder than a bullet. Probability of paternity, 0%. Everything inside me collapsed. I couldn't breathe. I felt like my chest was caving in, like my entire life was a lie. That night, I didn't shout. I didn't throw anything. I just waited for her. When she came in, I was sitting at the dining table, the result paper beside my cup of tea. She smiled, kissed my cheek, and asked, "What's wrong, my love?" I said nothing. I just slid the paper across the table. The moment her eyes fell on it, her face drained of color. Tears welled up instantly. She dropped to her knees and whispered, "Please, forgive me." She confessed everything. Before we got married, she had an affair with a man she once loved. When she found out she was pregnant, she didn't know who the father was, me or him. And out of fear, she kept quiet. She said she didn't want to lose me. I just sat there, silent. Not because I didn't want to speak, but because I had no words left. She begged, she cried, but how do you heal when the person who gave you peace also gave you pain? That night, I walked into Dora's room. She was asleep, clutching her teddy bear, breathing softly. I looked at her tiny face, her innocent smile. And I broke, because I realized, even if the DNA said otherwise, my heart didn't care. She was my daughter, and she always would be. I kissed her forehead and whispered, "No matter what happens, Daddy loves you." Then I walked out of her room, not knowing where my marriage stood, not knowing if I could ever look at Cynthia the same way again. But one thing was certain. The truth had changed everything.